Hello YouTube, hello YouTube. So hello YouTube, so I'm going, heading towards New Gorelova or Novi Gorelova, and this is a micro district. I'm just debating which way to go here. That's very muddy, don't fancy it, but micro district of St Petersburg, a suburb of St Petersburg, and here. And this micro district has been built since I've been here. It wasn't. It was a field, and now it's been built into a huge micro district in this area, and there's so much infrastructure being built there. So I thought I'll go down there, and I was planning on this, thinking about it yesterday, and so I'm going down there today. I'm going to show you this micro district. We'll go from what is my area, which is turn around here. This is, of course, your typical Posolok in Russia, so under development. It's been under development for a long time, but anyway, by the by. So going from this micro district, my area, which is a Posolok, or a settlement, if a housing settlement, if you like, which is, as you can see, being developed as they go along. It's under development now, but it's not fully developed. So there's the electric and things, but there's no other things here. There's no shops here, there's no children's play areas, things like that. It's basically forest with some houses. So that's what I would call a new settlement under development. And we're going to travel down from here into the actual village here, or the settlement, the larger settlement. And from there we'll pass by some Soviet flats, Soviet era apartments, and those areas, and some shops down there. And from there we'll pass into the new development, which is the Novi Gorelova, New Gorelova, which is a micro district in itself, and have a look around there and just show you what the differences are between Soviet style grey apartment buildings and the new modern buildings that they're building. It's actually a huge area now, and it's kind of easy to get lost there now, considering it was just a field when I moved here about 15 years ago. Now it's a huge micro district. So stick with me, follow me. I'll show you this place. It takes a little while to get down there. Obviously my van's not working, so I'm on foot walking, but it's not too far. It's about I don't know, maybe 5 kilometers, 4 or 5 kilometers down to there. It's not too far, a couple of miles down to the micro district. And I'm going to pass through this area. Say hello in the chat. I'll answer your questions as we're going along, or chatter anyway as we're going along. As you can see, this is my settlement, undeveloped at the moment. It is slowly getting developed, but slow seems to be the order of the day. I'm moving out of here anyway. It is under development. It's a tiny factory that they're going to build electrical house meters, so to monitor electric. The signal on my phone is up and down as we're going along here, but it will pick up as we get down there into the micro districts, I'm sure. So these micro districts are popping up all over the place. I mean, they haven't been for years, but I mean, really, they're the modern take on what was the Soviet type apartment buildings, where if you noticed, we'll pass through some Soviet style apartment buildings, not in the buildings, I'm not going to go in there, but pass by them anyway. The differences are quite a big difference. The Soviet ones have little gardens outside, not big gardens, but little gardens outside, where the dwellers of the apartment buildings could have gone and made their own little apartment, their little flower beds and stuff, and that's still popular today. They're not very tall, they're usually 5 or 6 stories high, not much more. Whereas the modern apartments, basically, the tiny piece of grass that I've got outside is not useful for anything, and it's basically about cramming as many people in to an apartment building as you can get to get the maximum amount of money out of them. So quite a shocking difference between what was Soviet apartments and, well, there was several different varieties. You had, I forget what they call them now, but it was like Stalin era ones, Tsar era ones, and all different variants of apartments. Somebody probably can tell me in the chat here better than what I can tell you about that. But from the outside anyway, to have a look, some of the older apartments, buildings, the Soviet ones, had really high ceilings, large spaces, and really quite pleasant to live in, if you want to know, and very thick walls as well, so you're not going to hear your neighbours and stuff. Whereas the modern apartments, obviously, much thinner walls, and not the quality of the Soviet ones. But I suppose, there's a plus and minus in both. Modern ones have modern lift systems and stuff, whereas the older ones had very tiny lifts or stairs. But anyway, we'll get down there. Say hello in the chat. It hasn't come through to me yet. Sometimes it takes a little while for a text to come through to me. Why, I don't know. I'll try and bring it widget up. Yep. I'll try and bring a widget up. Oh, I was going to bring a widget up. That should do it. Nope, didn't do it. So, try that again. Right, there we go. Hopefully that text widget should now pop on the screen. Let's try it here. Doesn't seem to have done much. Sometimes the text does take a little while for me to come through. It's a bit muddy down here and horrible. I'm reluctant to walk through this, but there's a choice of this or a choice of this. Well, you could go around the long. Oh, so mine's come up now. So hopefully, if anybody writes in the chat, it should come up and I can see it. That'll be much better, won't it? Bit of a trek down here. Bit of a long walk. I haven't got the dogs with me because it's difficult to live stream with a dog when I'm not. There's a lot of people around these micro districts, and didn't want to be having the dog pulling me all over the place. Makes it difficult to control the telephone and whatever, the live stream, and control the dog at the same time. End up shouting at the dog. So trying to remember that. You can see it's very, very muddy down here. It's horrible. It's this is quite awful here. Oh, it's quite muddy. Yeah, it's not actually deep mud, it's only surface water, but still, when you see it, you're like, oh my god. I'm passing through that now. So down into coming out of my settlement. Now this area here is outside of my settlement. It's what they call a sudovotsa. So it's a garden community. So garden communities are things where you have a lot of dachas, summer houses, if you like. So like a small building, maybe as little as that, a hut, or maybe as grand as a big dwelling house. You never know what you're going to see on them. And people come there for the summertime, in the summertime to relax away from the city and grow veggies and stuff like that. Some of them are used, I mean, especially old people who use them to grow stuff and then sell it. So they grow potatoes and berries and things and sell them in the town, or just themselves. But that's a typical garden community over there. You can see they've got things to where they're growing, and it's quite a lot of them down here. So this is the actual start of the village, if you like, of it, the area. I can't really call it a village, quite a settlement, I suppose, but hard to know how to define it, because it is a huge area. It's not just a tiny village as such. See the building over there. So yeah, so let's have a look down here. I'm going a different direction today than what I've been doing all of my live streams, because obviously this is heading towards the micro district. Say hello in the chat so that I can keep an eye on what's going on there. Now I'll remove the widget. I'll try and remove the widget once things start to flow. It does take a little while for me. Gothic bad boy. Entire village made to produce propaganda. Oh, really? Do you want to go to the Gulag timeout already? I mean, how would they... I mean, you're just talking rubbish, really, aren't you? How can a village be done to produce propaganda? I mean, come on. Does that look like propaganda? Somebody's house. Is that what's propaganda about that? Talking rubbish. But anyway, whatever. That's people want to say foolish things. I'm going to remove that widget now, if I can figure out how to do it. Right, so yeah, remove the widget. That's it. So now just text at the bottom. So there we go. So yeah, this is the I wouldn't call this a village. I call it a settlement, kind of. It's like a farming village, but propaganda. I mean, you throw that word out, propaganda, but you do even know what it means. I mean, propaganda means to tell a story, sort of around, kind of with elements of truth in it, but mainly lies. I mean, that's a house. What's propaganda about? It's a house. Is it not a house? Is it not under construction? Tell me. Nonsense. There's a van. Is that propaganda? A propaganda van? Gothic boy, you're so full of hatred, and I don't know why. Do you even know where Russia is? Do you know where Ukraine is? I doubt it. Probably couldn't find it on the map. But anyway, probably have to do a Google search to find it. Anyway, whatever. 100% a propaganda van. Well, at least you're funny, Gothic boy, if nothing else. That's something, in it. At least you've got some humour. I can take a bit of humour and a bit of banter. That's all right. You know. There's another building that's being built. Another more construction up there. There's so much construction in Russia at the moment. It's really, there's another one actually. I think that was a pre-existing building that's been revamped, had a new roof put on it, but it looks very nice, isn't it? Or maybe it's not, maybe it's a new one, I'm not sure. They've already got gas there already. You can see it on the side of the road. And a beautiful big car. Looks better than Mike, a van that's off the road at the moment. It will be back on the road before too long. This is so coming down here anyway. Ulitsna Dachna. So another one. There you can see, very typical settlement. Chris, nice Chris. Have you ever seen drone attacks where you are? Nope. There is no drone attacks here. I'm quite close to an airport here. I'm not going to say exactly where that is because obviously that would be naughty. But no, there's no drone attacks here. St Petersburg has been attempted to be hit, and they claimed that they'd hit an oil refinery in St Petersburg. In actual fact, it's like probably 500 kilometers from here. They stuck a drone on it, but no, not here. Not in St Petersburg. Nothing's hit here at all. Not one single drone. Well, they've attempted. I think if you follow the stats as government website, where you can follow the stats, you see exactly what has been sent over and what's been knocked out the sky. They keep a kind of running tally on what they've knocked out. You know, so. Vututas Savaskas. I guess you're coming from Lithuania by that name. It looks kind of Lithuanian to me. Russian, yes, I can speak Russian, but I'm not a good reader or writer. Particularly not a good writer. I can read Russian to a degree, but it's kind of childlike. I'm not a good Russian reader. But fluency is about, I don't know, maybe 70%, something like that. I can get by, you know. Joe DW, what's going on here? Hi guys, David Stenerson. What's going on here? What's going on here today is I am going down to a micro district, which is it's called Novi Gorelova or New Gorelova, and that is a whole new micro district that's been built since I've been here. It was fields when I was here, and now it's a whole micro district. So I'm going to pass down through what is this settlement here, past some Soviet apartment buildings, and then we're going to go over to the new settlement, the new micro district, and show the difference in what's being built now. These micro districts are very, very popular with immigrants coming into Russia and new families as well. So a lot of young families there. So I haven't brought the dogs because there tends to be quite a few people around. Although at the moment it should be quiet. How far is it? How far is it? It's a good old walk. It's about 5 kilometers from here, but it's not that far, and it's kind of, I could have, if the van had been running, I could have driven down there, or I could have took a taxi for 2 minutes down there, but I wouldn't have been able to show the Soviet apartment buildings that I want to show off. So see the differences between the old and the new kind of thing. So hence I'm walking. What is the temperature? Don't worry, I haven't ignored you. The temperature is around about +10, something like that. Somewhere maybe a bit warmer today. It's actually, it was quite sunny this morning when I was out with the dogs, and now it's kind of, yeah, kind of, it wants to be sunny, but there is grey clouds about. But we're on the cusp of winter. I like that word, cusp of winter. It's nice walking. It is nice walking. It's good for me. I have got bad hips and knees and whatever, elbows, joints. Touch of arthritis now as I'm getting older. So a bit of exercise is good to keep the old legs moving. I don't like to be sitting around for long periods. Don't like to lay in bed in the morning for long periods. Sort of, I get up sometimes really early, sometimes a bit later, but I don't lay around in bed a long period. It tends to get painful. Is it GMT +27? No, it's GMT +3. So we're +3 from England, UK, where I'm from, and of course I couldn't tell you from other places in the world because obviously I'm not a walking time converter. I don't have it on me. So and apart from that, I don't know where you are at +20, +27. God knows where you could be. That's like +27. GMT +27 would be, oh no, +2, sorry, I thought you said 27. So my mistake, I didn't see it there. My error, apologise. +2, no, it's +3. And +2 in the summertime, drops an hour in summer. We don't go here, the time doesn't go backwards or forwards like it does in the UK. So yeah, so basically the time difference between the UK and Russia is regulated by UK time, funny enough, because you jump forward an hour and go back an hour. So that regulates the time. But other than that, we don't change times here, so it stays. None of that nonsense, which I could never remember when the clocks go forward and when the clocks go back and all that. I understand why it's done. It's for daylight saving hours. But so anyway, coming down into this almost to the edge of the edge of this settlement, this bit of settlement. There's another new build. That's obviously some kind of business. It looks like a huge square building. I wonder what they're building there. That's the first time I've seen that. It's surprising when you drive around all the time, or you go by taxi or whatever, you never notice these new buildings. And then when you start to walk, you notice all these things. It's you're like, oh, I never noticed that before. Oh, that's new. So it's quite interesting for me as well. Yeah, I was close. You were close. As I see, the kids' play park. They're really everywhere in Russia. And if you've got kids, unless you're in my blooming area where there's nout, but yeah, really common. And they're always clean and well looked after, minus any graffiti. I know where my sister lived in Farnborough, up dog there. When my sister lived in Farnborough in the UK, Hampshire, and there was a little park not too far, and there was always teenagers hanging around drunk around there, and I was like, how do you put up with it, It's kind of shouting around midnight, shouting and screaming, disturbing everybody, drinking bottles of beer. Here that doesn't happen. I mean, I'm not in a kind of central city area, so I don't get to see if that is the case, but I don't think so. I don't believe so. Differences between crossings here and the other places. There's no button to push for lights. You step on the crossing, it's yours, kind of thing. New what? I'm not sure. Greater delights. What do you mean by new? Up dog there. I'm not sure. The sun is out today. People keep asking me if it's only ever raining in Russia. No, not always raining, but this last while has been kind of horrible weather, and it's I think it's going to dry up now, basically, before the snow comes, and then we're going to get it big time. But at the moment it's lovely weather, can't complain. That's kind of why I decided to go down here today, because of the nice weather. And another new building. They really are. It's staggering. That's actually a business by the looks of it, by the style of the window, I would say. But that's going to be a shop or something. It's amazing how much things have been built here. It's just crazy amounts. And I don't know I know when I was last in the UK, a lot of shops in city centre were boarded up. Best where I'm from, I did make a visit to Rotherham about 7 or 8 years ago where I'm from, and it was all boarded up in the town centre. It's empty, desolate, what's going on? Where's everybody? Why is there no life in the town? And really didn't understand it at all. Privyet, sunny day, privyet to you as well. Are there any pubs or bars or taverns type things? It's not a culture of bars and pubs in the countryside, certainly not. You wouldn't find, there's no bars or pubs here. It's not the kind of thing people do. I know where everyone says, Russian bears and vodka, but actually it's stereotypical nonsense. It's not true. That's what passed here. Some of these apartment buildings here, these are, I suppose you call these masonettes in the UK, I'm not sure. Again, 2-story buildings, apartment buildings. So it's kind of one above, one below, kind of Soviet grey buildings, but the thing about these Soviet type grey buildings, they always had lots of green areas around them, so they had, you know, lots of little gardens outside and things like that. This one's got quite a big an extensive set of gardens outside these particular buildings. You see they've got but I think that's actually the nursery school, that one. I'm not 100%, I think that's the nursery school. They've got all the playground there and that. As you can see, you know, full facilities for kids, you know. Usual stuff you'd find in any kind of place anywhere in the world, really. Minus the graffiti, which doesn't happen here, you know. As you can see, no big shakes with great big fences and gates and guard dogs and stuff, none of that. It's just a little fence. Places, schools don't get broken into here. I've never heard of one getting broken into. Obviously there is a criminal element in every country, but for things like that, no. It doesn't happen. Whew. I subbed because you knew word privyet, only word I know. Well, the equivalent of privyet would be здравствуйте, which is like formal way of saying hello. Privyet is kind of the informal, kind of like saying hi to people who say privyet, you know. Not the kind of thing you would say to your parents, probably, or to visitors, or to people in authority. Even at the shops, you wouldn't say that to a person. You'd always use the здравствуйте, or you can cut it down to здравствуй, the kind of shortened version of it, kind of not so formal kind of thing. Some beautiful houses down here. There's a typical housing settlement down here. This is obviously it's a settlement, but I can't call it a village. It's not really a village. There's no heart of the village like you would find in England, you know, where they're clustered around a small area. It's kind of a long, drawn-out settlement. You can see down here a typical Soviet-type apartment buildings. Not very high, but with lots of green spaces, which is always nice. Oh, good to know. I have a friend in Russia and I tried to learn, but so hard. Yeah, it is hard to learn the language. I mean, you know, I'm 15 years in, still learning. Probably, I would say, a lifelong thing to learn the language here. It's not something you can pick up overnight. It is it's a tough call to learn the language, any language. I wouldn't fancy trying my hand at German or Spanish or any of the others, you know. It's just a bit difficult, isn't it? But it depends on your age as well. Like for kids, like, you know, kids there at that age. And if you notice something here, if you hadn't pointed it out, there's kids here walking. They're what, I don't know how old they are. Maybe 5, 6, 7, 8, something like that. Somewhere around about there, somewhere between 5 and 8. And they're alone. There's no parents. Not a care in the world. Not the. They're going down to park themselves. Look, there's yet another park. This one's called the Wild West. So that's there's not a care in the world. There is nobody going to snatch kids off the street. I mean, I suppose it does happen, but it's not a thing here. You know. Whew. I'm working out in US and watch you walk Russia. So cool. Yeah. I'm from Portland. How do you do with this situation? Joanna Panek. Yeah, I mean, the situation here in St Petersburg is, as you can see, there is no situation. It's just normal life. There's no effect whatsoever here. Absolutely, on daily life, no effect whatsoever. Nothing, kind of thing. How is it called and what region is it in? It's called, this area is called Gorielova, and the region it's Leningrad region, or Leningrad Oblast, but it's really close to St Petersburg. I'm not sure where the kind of dividing line is between St Petersburg and Gorielova. Guess it's, I think where I am now is St Petersburg. I think just up the road where we are is Gorelova. So it's kind of not sure exactly where the dividing line is, you know. Heard getting visa in Russia are not that hard. Sunny day. Visa to get a tourist visa is not difficult at all. All you need to do is go down, you can go online and you can order a tourist invitation. You have to have an invitation from a tourist company. You get that and then go to your to the Russian embassy and get a visa. Depending where you are, depending which country you're from, there's different rules for different countries. So Americans can get a 3-year visa. Europeans mainly can get a 90-day business visa, or across the road here, or a 30-day tourist visa kind of thing. So it really depends which country you are coming from, you know. I couldn't love you too, love everybody. Depends where you're coming from, you know. Very difficult to say, but generally tourist visa really simple, one of the simplest things to get. Only takes a couple of weeks, and you can jump on a plane and you can be in Russia in, you know, from no time at all, no problems at all. Of course, a lot of under the sanctions, some planes are not flying into here now. A lot of people coming through Turkey, places like that. So it's kind of a bit of a long way around to get here, but it is possible. It's not that difficult, and you can come by land as well. You can literally take a flight. I mean, if you were to fly into somewhere like Riga in Latvia and then get the bus across the border, you could do it that way. So there is cheaper options to get in here. You know, typical bus there, moving through. Local bus is number 20, and that comes up, it's like 2 an hour or something up here. And then at peak times, you can sort of like every 20 minutes or something up here. In the daytime, it's every 40 minutes or something. It's hard to, like when you look at the bus schedule, it says 1 every hour, and then there's like 3 turn up, and you're like, what? Don't understand that. But anyway, once again, past here, been here the other day, where they're doing this area is getting the waste system is getting done, waste management. So all these are massive things hence why a lot of the roads are dug up, where they're putting in the new sewerage system, and they're also doing the gas at the same time. I think central water as well. So houses that have previously not been on water and gas are getting all that now, and so real massive upgrade has been going on about 2 years. It's a long process. A lot of people are on septics before that. So your shadow makes you look tall. Well, yeah, I'm only 5'9". I'm only a little, you know, 5'9", I don't know what that is in centimetres. See, some things I'm in metric most of the time, but my height I've always just remember it's 5'9", you know. I'm yet to convert that. You have a lovely accent. Thank you. Keep watch therefore you know not when the Lord shall come. Well, you don't know. What kind of map do you use to plan the journey? Is it the cartograph us to scratch like the OS maps in the UK? Sat nav is the way to go. I mean, everything's on your phone these days, maps, but I know this area, I don't need a map for here, obviously. But yeah, there's something called Yandex Maps on your phone. It's like a free navigator. You put it on your phone and you just navigate with that. It's all free. You don't need to go out and buy like Garmin's or sat navs, you know. It's all free. Just put it on your phone, just download it from the Play Store, and it works, you know. That's it. So no problem at all. Full navigation. The only thing with those things, the only downside I would say to online navigators like that is if there was a phone signal, but you can actually download the maps pre-journey, so you don't have to do that. But maps, yeah, Soviet maps kind of thing for all maps. Is gas cheap for Russians? Hopefully it is, as a cold, and you have lots of Russia. Yeah, gas is cheap. Yeah, we're talking about gas for heating homes, yeah. I'm not sure what the price is in the UK. I couldn't tell you, or other places as well. But here, it works out about 3 cents kilowatt hour, something like that. 3 cents or three pennies UK for a kilowatt hour. So dirt cheap. It's electric same way. Electric about at night is 6 cents kilowatt hour. So basically your bills end up about for gas. I would think you'd pay in heavy winter. You pay about 3,000 rubles, about 30 quid a month, and for your or $30 a month. And for electric, you pay about less than that, so maybe 20. So in total monthly bill, you could pay, I don't know, less than 50 quid for everything, all in gas and electric kind of thing. So I'm in New York time. What time's it out there? I'm not sure what time it is. Let's have a look here. It's 2 o'clock exactly here. 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's about 1:50 in Scotland. Or from Scotland. So yeah, so even in rural areas we still have crossings and things like that. This road's called Kominarov, and this runs down. So this is kind of what I would have called the old village, which was where this settlement originated from. Yeah, I mean it is cheaper here. Yeah, but you got to think what's cheap to me, because I've got obviously Western pension, may not be cheap to locals who may not earn that amount, you know, huge amounts of money. Wages are 2 to 3 times lower than the West here. A good wage in St Petersburg is anything around £600 or $600. So I can see you've got $600 and you're paying 50 out for your electric and gas kind of, and then 20 for your rent kind of thing. So I never seen pages like this about the UK. Yet everyone wants to come here. Russia has to start off the world. Yet still no one wants to go. You'd be surprised how many people are emigrating to Russia. It is absolutely phenomenal at the moment. There's people, a lot of Americans coming across. Really, to silly numbers really. A lot of people from the UK coming across here. You know, it really is. Germans and Netherlands and all kinds of people coming here, settling, finding their lives, finding their way. And a lot of YouTube channels about that actually. You can hunt around for moving to Russia. There's another guy, Chris, a good friend of mine, from Anapa, which is down by the Black Sea. He's got a beautiful big house down there, swimming pool and all that, the flash git. He's called Plastic Russian. You can go and check out his channel down there. Whew. 50. Is this greatly moderate Britain? No, this is Russia. This is Russia. This is the Russian Federation, former Soviet Union, if you like. This is Russia. $15 propaganda fee. Well, Gothic boy, that's a nice idea. I wish they would pay me $15 to go and give propaganda, but I'm having trouble to find any propaganda. I mean, I'm not doing pre-recorded live here, so you know, I can't spin propaganda like that kind of thing. So $15 fee would be quite nice, I think. Yeah, I could do that. Do you collaborate with Russian streamers? Mainly with English speakers. But yes, Jason, Aussie Spy, Jason up the road there. I've done interviews with an American girl, Sydney. She's got a channel on here. I've done collaboration with Plastic Russian. He's on here, and I've collaborated also with American Sputnik. He's up in Kazan, the Muslim Republic up there. Another beautiful place. Other people. Everybody complains about Putin, but I think he knows what he's doing. He does know what he's doing, doesn't he? Is it true about Russia? Next, nah, lot of old crap. Antarctica. Russia's had a foothold in Antarctica for many years. So nah, lot of old garbage. Sorry. To be honest, that Russia's going to invade this, that, or the other, and yeah, we just sit back and laugh at it. To be honest, but I guess it's done to intimidate and scare the populations in the West, so that they are scared, and that you will support the governments, and they can keep pumping tax money into. They're invested into these companies. Here we are. So this is Soviet type apartment buildings. These are real typical. They go from somewhere between 6 and 8 stories. We're going to wait to cross the road here. Don't want to get squished. Well, not today anyway. Squishing on my doesn't appeal to me. So yeah, these are Soviet apartments, quite old now. These are 70s, I guess, built. Maybe 80s, maybe 60s, I'm not sure. But the one thing about these is, these type of apartment buildings, they always had green spaces. You know, they always had little gardens and stuff. I'll take a walk through, I'll cut through there, and I can't cut all the way through because it's a bit off my journey path, but where I want to go. But you have a nice silhouette. West is going to, yes, nearly fell over there. West is going, I hope it doesn't. There's no reason for it to do that. They need to get decent governments in and stop messing about, don't they? Get the immigration under control. I'm going to walk through here and just show you what these apartments are like here. But these are, coming out of is the name of the road. Always had green space in these Soviet blocks. You can see they were made of prefabricated parts. But yeah, they always show you down here. They get more of them, but they always had little gardens outside where, you know, they always had little gardens outside, and they've got seats and stuff. You can see they've got a seating area over there where people can sit and get and play parks and stuff. They've got a basketball court, and again, all nice and no problems. Open, gate open, you can go in and stuff. These are the apartment blocks, very typical Soviet stuff that you would expect to see around here. The waste from these kind of places goes into these big skips, and then lorries come and take it all away at some point. But, yeah, that's those. I'll pop out back out onto the main road in the direction of travel that I want to be on, because I'd be off my track a little bit, and it's far enough to walk as it is. Things I do for this bloody channel. We all be immigrate to Russia. I mean, yeah, a lot of people have done. Really common. All of these buildings, they have what they call a padval. So it's like, what would you call a padval? A cellar. In these cellars, they have little shops and stuff. And that's a coffee shop in there. You can go in there and get coffee. Finlandia Lavka. So there, you can go in there and get stuff if you wanted. And of course, again, the bottom normally on apartment buildings, even on modern ones, something that's continued on is that the bottom floor is normally buildings, shop stuff. So yeah, and that's K&B, which is Krasny and Bailey, which is what do you call it? A beer shop, cheap beer shop. So in there you would get exactly where the alcoholics would hang about. Not my type of shop. Wait. Somebody barking. Again, Soviet blocks, Soviet. I've noticed something on these. Between the balconies, they've got little extra bits stuck out for privacy. So I guess you can stand on your balcony and you can't see your neighbour, kind of thing. Which is, I've never noticed those before. It's biblioteca, so that's a library, local library down here. That's actually new. That's not an old building. That was never here before. And biblioteca Gorelova, there we go. So, new library they built. I know in the UK they close a lot of libraries and close a lot of down here. They're actually opening them, so slight difference there, isn't there? Down here, again, more Soviet buildings. And you can just get a glimpse of over there where I'm heading to. Oh, a bit of a trek over there. This is the new style of housing over this, where I want to go, the micro district of Novy Gorelova. So you see in the distance, oops, stood in a puddle. Yeah, this is again back to the Soviet apartment buildings. They are grey looking. No, I can't deny that. There's not much to look at. I suppose they're nice in the day when they're first built. I mean, when you remember that when these were first built, these were just given to people. You got your apartment free. There was no you didn't rent them. They were given to you free. I think there's a minimal rent, but they were given to you, like kind of council housing these days in the UK. Well, what was? Stage number 7 likes only. Well, you don't have to like my stream. It's okay. An Englishman in Russia. Hello, near from Cambridge. Hello, Cambridge. How are you doing, Cambridge? Do you have any guns? No, we don't have any guns. Don't like guns. Don't do guns. Don't need them. Good to see you again. Thank you, Shundol Chowdhury. How are you doing today? You having a lovely time wherever you are in the world. Whew. Yeah, so just coming down here. See the berries are out in the tree still. These Soviet places, I kind of like them because the one thing, some of the things they had good for them was that the walls were very, very thick, so you couldn't hear your neighbours kind of thing bumping about at night, you know. And you can say, oh, that's new. Again, like I said, because I drive everywhere normal, I don't walk anywhere, basically, or I get a taxi. I don't tend to notice things as I'm going about, and it's kind of opening my eyes a bit, walking about and seeing these developments as they're popping up. And you can see over here, this was a lorry park. Not very long ago, I used to park a lorry in there, right there, and now it's been cleared out for whatever it's wherever they're going to put there. Something's going up again. Probably, I would say 99% certain that would be housing. You can see the micro district over there. That was a field when I was first here, and it's really, I'm not going to walk all of it because I think I'd get lost over there. It's huge, but I will do some of it. I'll walk past some of the shops and that and show you around there of modern living. Preston, Preston, UK. Oh, right, not Preston. I was based in Wheaton Barracks in Blackpool, or near Blackpool, Wheaton, near Blackpool, many years ago. If you know that place. Preston can be a bit dodgy at night time, can't it? It was when I was there anyway. That was years ago. Can't imagine what it's like now. But, so this is. Yeah, there's two ways to go to this micro district. That's so you have phase of development. You got the 70s style there. Then you had these ones were built sort of late 90s, early 2000s. These were built, and then as you can see, the development's moved and now they're over here for the next set. I've never been up that little road there. I don't know exactly where it goes. But I've seen a lot of cars coming up and down this, so I'm guessing it must be a shortcut up to the apartment buildings up there. I'm not sure. But I wonder about up there. Yeah, I think you can walk up there. Okay, I see it now. Yeah. So walk up that way. And this here is, I'll show you. 1 second. Across the road here, without getting squished. In some ways, crossing the road is like a place where you're allowed to cross, rather than a place where you're entitled to cross. Sometimes. But, yeah, that used to be the lorry park here, and it's now obviously gone. And I was working, we had a lorry, and I used to park it in there. And this road was just a dirt track, and now it's been alright. So that little hut there is a place where you can buy dirt cheap. What have you got? Vegetables, vegetable sellers, greengrocer if you like. It's in bulk. It looks like a lot of that's been cleared away as well as development comes, and you know, a lot of materials laying there. Yeah, and this bit's been cleared out as well. So the pace of development is unbelievable. It really is. It's just staggering. Considering that this was even as little as 10 years ago, this microdistillery was not here. This is all brand new. It's absolutely staggering. This here was never here. This is all what we've got down there now. So we've got a cafe, Shinemontage, somewhere where you can get your tyres changed. Another cafe. So, it is staggering the amount of inward investment. People say, you know, the Russian economy is suffering and it's going to collapse at any minute. And, you know, yeah, whatever, yada yada. Absolute crap. You look at this. Does that look like the Russian economy is collapsing to you? You know? Oh, sorry, let's have a read here. Oh. Yes, it's very dodgy there. I bet it is dodgy. What is the percentage of people that own an automobile? Oh, it's vast, I couldn't tell you. Every other person's got a car. Hello, John here from Ohio. Hello, Ohio. How are you doing over there in America? Where in Russia are you? This is just outside of St Petersburg. In fact, no, I'm lying. A district called Novi Gorilova or New Gorilova. And this is the new development I'm walking up to. Have a look around here, have a squint at it. You can see not all of it's been completed yet. This road certainly hasn't been completed. This was just a field here. A few years ago there was nothing here, and now it's just been absolutely amazingly thrown up to something staggering. I can't imagine the amount of houses, and they're still building, they're still going. I will walk down that. I can see cranes down there where they're actually building yet another one. But this was just a field here, and it goes out to some place called Volhonska Shasa. I used to get my car and drive through the field here, and you can take a shortcut up to the main road. And now that's gone. Now all houses and stuff. So, although you can drive through here now. Though I haven't driven up here very much. So there's no reason for me to be up here. It's just a micro district with shops and stuff. But yeah, this is absolutely modern new housing. As you can see, absolutely huge. It is crazy the amount of infrastructure that they're putting here. I mean, it is unbelievable. You know, it makes me laugh every time I see things in the newspapers about how Russia's, and on YouTube, about how Russia's economy is collapsing and that we're all going to be busted any time, you know. And you can see it's just rubbish, you know. Is that the sign of a collapsing economy? Brand new housing, you know. Not just one or two, I mean, it's vast, it's huge. I couldn't even tell you how big this place is. I'm very easy to get lost here, actually. I've got to keep an eye on where I'm going, so I know where I am. There's the old road down there. There's the old church down there. That's where we road used to run to, and so I'll keep that on me, keep that in my eye, so I don't get lost here. I don't know if this is even on the map yet. It's that new. So, but yeah, you can see Even places like this, kids on bikes and stuff, no danger for kids, you know, nothing like that. In fact, this is actually one of the first places I've seen graffiti here. It's not a common thing. There's a bit of graffiti on the fencing where they're building a new thing. It's not a thing that they normally see in Russia. You don't see a lot of graffiti. That's kind of, I guess, a place where they've got away with it because it's temporary. But where are we? Which part of Northwest are you from? I'm from London. I'm from Yorkshire originally. Oh, sorry, I'm from Bolton. I'm from Yorkshire, from Sheffield originally. Which English dialect do you speak normally? Please. How do you get a visa? What is the accent? How do you get a visa? To get a visa, all you need to do is get a tourist invitation from an online company. There's plenty of them. They have a hunt around for a tourist invitation for Russia, and then you then go down to the visa centre. There's 3 of them in England, one in London, I think, one in Edinburgh, and one in, where's the other one? I think it's in Birmingham. I think. And you go there, get a visa, and you give some biometric data, fingerprints and stuff, and that's it. You're all set to go. Very simple process, very streamlined, very quick, and it's not expensive either. Tourist invitations like maybe 20 quid, and the visa's something like that. It's like 40 quid, 45 quid all in, something like that, to get it sorted out, and that's it. And then you can figure out where to fly here, which is not the easiest thing at the moment. So it does look similar to England. Again, a micro district, you can see. Like I said, this is brand new. This is absolutely brand spankers. And you can see they've got on the bottom of the apartment. In fact, that apartment. I don't know what that is. Is that parking? Maybe. I'm not sure what it is. But they've got your normal run of supermarkets and stuff. And over here, the bottom of the apartment building's always got shops in. Pizza parlour there. Dodo pizzas. And you've got your normal stuff that you would find in any kind of any small district. Every shop, you know, from chemists to Britannia, which is a pastry shop, all the rest of it, everything you can find. But yeah, they're impressive, aren't they? They're massive. You know, big old buildings. And again, over the other side, I'm not sure what that is over there. It looks kind of like parking. I think that is parking. I've never parking around new apartment buildings traditionally difficult. You know, they cram everybody in and they don't think about the cars till afterwards. So the fact that I actually put a parking place there, got a big P on there. I'm guessing that's parking. So where are we? Right, Papa Nerf. What is it they want to build in the Greater Toronto area too, as they are screaming for affordable housing? Yeah, I mean, these are affordable. Well, I mean, affordable housing to your average Russian on an average wage. I wouldn't call them exactly affordable. They're expensive, but to Western standards, they're very cheap. I mean, an apartment here, one of these brand new apartment. Some of these are three bedroom apartments. Can cost you something in the region of £20,000, something like that. $20,000. You could get an apartment here quite easily. So some are more expensive, obviously, and strangely enough, the most desirable apartments are on the top, not on the bottom. So they'd be the expensive ones up there. Just walking out, right, so I actually do know where I am. So I just recognised part of it, but yeah, this has gone up in the last I don't know how many years, the last kind of maybe 7 years. All this has been built, the whole thing, in about 7 years. All that over there as well, absolutely phenomenal. And they've also got an industrial area up here as well. I'll show you that up here. Yeah. Compared to Soviet apartments, I'm not 100% sold on them because they don't have the green that the Soviet apartment buildings would have, but they have got some similarities, like they've got benches outside for people to sit on, stuff like that, which is a carry on from Soviet times. Whew. Sheep have been rich in Russia. Uncle V. Maybe. Yeah, it's cheap. It's cheap housing. I mean, a lot of them are people would buy, if they got a decent amount of money, they would buy 2 or 3 apartments and then rent them out. Rental in these rocks in at about $200 a month. £200, $200 would be monthly rental on an apartment here. Some a bit less, some a bit more, but yeah, it's quite common to see a lot of these rented out. A lot of them are given to people by the state. Young families have like preferential mortgages, and there's all kinds of schemes. When they've got X amount of kids, they can get places, you know. So there is lots of government, and I mean, I don't mean like the government giving them an apartment as in for rent, like a council house. I mean, they give them the apartment, you know, fully. It's theirs. That's it. I think they have to stay in it for 2 years, and then they can sell it if they wanted. So slight differences. This is an industrial area up here. It used to be. This is where the field used to run through. I used to squirt through here in the car years ago. Now it's all been redone. It's all been. You can see that's the amount of them is unbelievable. There's another block over there. Slight difference in style. These ones are dark balconies, and those ones are windowed in balconies. Slight differences. Let's have a walk over here. Again, collective waste management. Walk over here. Don't want to get squished because there's no crossing here. My car will whip around that corner quite quick. So that's the industrial area beside it. So people who are living here, also some of them work here as well. Water around here, not ideal, a bit muddy, but hey, that's life. Not everything's been sorted out here. That's the industrial area. Again, this is new. This was a dirt track road that ran down here. Now a main thoroughfare for these houses. I mean, this gets mad crazy in here for traffic at night time, in the evening times. Of course, the daytime now, and everybody's at work. So, but yeah, it can get mad traffic down here. And I will walk down the old road where it used to be and just show you how it was, what bits left of it, and compared to what they're doing here now. But yeah, would you live in a place like that? Bridge, wow. What city is this? This is just, it is actually St Petersburg actually, but it's a micro district. That's getting my apartment in Preston cost me about $750 a month. Whoa. $750 a month, that's like 75, 30 months. Yeah, you could have 3 apartments for that, yeah. So slight differences in but you got to remember as well, in Preston you're probably earning £2,000 roughly, somewhere around about a month in your wages, where here wages can be significantly lower. Average wages can be here as little as £600 a month, you know. So if you're paying $20,000 for rent and utilities, and then you'd have what, $40,000 left over. $40,000 for a small family, you can do it, but it'd be on a budget, you know. You wouldn't be rich or anything, but you could live. What you tend to find in Russia is that people have more disposable income, and that's kind of the way it is, you know. They have more spare cash kind of thing, you know. Don't have to live on credit all the time. But yeah, it is just outside St Petersburg, just slightly. It's not very far, but yeah, these are huge blocks, and like I said, they're continuing them on. They just don't seem to be stopping anywhere. It's just going on and on and on and on here. And I walk down the other side there and have a look what they're doing down there. But this was a field only a few years ago, and this road here was just a track. You could get down to the, I used to drive down there, down to the road, but it was a bumpety track kind of thing through a field. So I walk over to the centre here and have a look here what the centre department. It's not. I'm only showing this for interest. It's not my. Cup of tea at all. I wouldn't live in a place like this. Not for all the money in the world. No thanks. But it's like they remind me of little kind of rabbit hutches stuck up in the sky. Not my thing at all. But they're quite pleasant, you know. Cheap, affordable housing is more important than anything, rather than what type of housing it is. You've got a roof over your head, that's the main thing in it, you know. But you can see the kind of, packed out with cars, just finding any place. But right in the middle there, they've got a play area, you know, and I'll show you down here. Walk down here, see if they've been graffitied or not. Let's have a look. People do look after their places, you know. If youths are about causing mischief and graffitiing, it's certainly getting earful. It's not like in the West, you know. So you can see none of it's been touched. It's all clean and very nice. Play area, shops, and very pleasant here, isn't it? Very calm and quiet. It's very nice. And over here you've got some shops at the bottom of the flats as well. So you've got over there, what's that? I don't even know what that is. Can't read it from here. But they've got Yandex Market is a delivery company over there. So from there you would order stuff online, and then you bring it to that pickup point, and then you nip down and collect it. Barber Joker, so barber shop. Ozone, another delivery company. You order it online and they deliver it to a pet shop, beauty salon. What else is there? All the things you would expect to find in any kind of modern place, and of course a grocery shop as well. Produkty 24. So, and that grocery shop is open 24 hours, which is quite common in Russia, to finding places that are open 24 hours. We've got a temperature there, so we're 11 degrees. There we are. It tells us on the thing there. We're actually 11 today, so a bit warmer today, a bit sunnier after all the horrible weather we've been having. So go out the other side here and have a look at the and this is St Petersburg. This is not Moscow where you expect to see these modern places. This is St Petersburg, not even in the centre. You know, we're about 12 kilometres from the centre. This is its own micro district. It's called New Gorelova. You know, the karate club there. Taekwondo. There you go. They are building other ones up here as well. There's a lot of building going on here. I did spot some and I lost them again. I can't see them again now, but behind the buildings. I'll walk down here and have a look down to the main road and see if I can spot what's going on. And I'm guessing you see they've got quite nice place to sit. You can sit and you can get coffee there, and whatever, pet shop, and kind of pleasant living, you know, urban living. Would you expect to see that in Russia? Did anybody think that Russia would be anything like this? There would be modern living, modern affordable housing with nice areas that's not been totally destroyed and vandalised and graffitied. You know, it's something you would expect, or would expect, like just grey and Soviet type stuff. Whew. What's just come with them? I can't search. Why don't we do not need Ukraine? I don't understand. Why is proven sources? Как тебя зовут? Меня зовут Glyn. So yeah, this is Novy Gorelova, St Petersburg, micro district. Just going around having a look. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe. I am doing more living, living, I don't know what you call it, while I'm in the winter time. I'm over here, I'm in St Petersburg for the winter time, because if you look at my channel, I'm building a new house in Novgorod. I'm a country bumpkin by heart. Don't like these type settlements at all. But so while I'm in the winter, I'm doing some living and showing just the differences between what the West says is Russia and what really is Russia. So there's no propaganda coming from me. It's just you're seeing what I'm seeing. You know, you're just seeing exactly what I'm seeing. Where are we? Russia were the first in the world to create socialist revolution and social state. We were the first in the world with ideas of communism. There's so much to visit Russia today. I wish you would visit. Fake veteran Rob B. Why did you say I'm a fake veteran? Do you know me? I don't think so. Rob B, I think it's time for you to go into the timeout gulag, isn't it? Where you can go and repent for your sins. You'll have electrodes placed on your nipples, I'm sure. So capitalism is always extortionate communist, liberation, labour, the true liberation. No matter what you think, like me, fake veteran. Are you trying to devalue me? Don't know who's that replying to. I can't keep an eye on everything. Looks so poor. Why does Russia look so? Does this look poor to you? Tell me. I'm in the urban type settlement, and I will soon also come to Moscow to earn some money. I live in the southwest of Russia, been near the certificate numbers. Yeah, well, this is St Petersburg, not Moscow, but it's outside. It's in a micro district called Novgorod. It's been built. This was all put up in about 7 years or so. When I first came here, this was just a field, and it's now this. It's absolutely amazing. It's shocking to see how fast it's been built, and it's still continuing on. But I think last time I was driven past here, they were putting up another 3. So yeah, you know. Live in chat. The tourism experience left my ass off. How much was able to take to move to Russia? Counted citizenship and housing. Oh yes, I don't know. It's hard to put a price on something like that. It would depend on the region you were going to, where you're coming from. Obviously, plane tickets and stuff like that. I mean, the question is open-ended. It's vast. I really couldn't say how much it would cost to move here. Citizenship is not something you can just buy. It has to be earned, and it's a long process. It took me kind of 3 years to get citizenship from once I had residence. So it's not something that's given away lightly. It's a long process, difficult process, with a lot of obstacles in the way. Russian bureaucracy is renowned for being not easy, let's say. So yeah, I don't know the exact price, but it's hard to say. Can you smoke marijuana in Russia? No, you cannot. Well, you can, but you're going to go to jail if you do. If you get caught, kind of thing. Not as far as I know. No, it's all drugs are banned here. All drugs are illegal, as it should be as well. It's my thing to take on that. More buildings. So yeah. It's funny that the true Russian experience. Gulag, timeout gulag. That was Aussie Spy who invented that, the timeout gulag. By the way, it wasn't my invention. I can't take the credit for that one. It was his thing for little people who have little brains. You know, you can say something, you know, that you don't like Russia's policy or whatever, but there's no point in just throwing slogans out there. You know, it's just silliness. It's, doesn't do anything. It just spoils the chat, blocks up the chat. with nonsense, you know. So I've spotted one building down here they are building. I know there is a lot of them more going up here. Say it's a micro district. It's blimey, it's a huge district, but anyway, you can see another one here, or 2 or 3 down here that they're building now, and these were started, I don't know when they were started. It's just so fast, it's hard to keep up with the progress of the building here. It's, you know, one week you come down here and there's X amount of building, next week there's another bloody 10 standing there, so it is absolutely phenomenal. If you've been following the news, if you look at Mariupol, the amount of building there is fantastic as well. Graham Phillips has done a good job on reporting up there. So if you don't get into it right away, what you do, you're allowed to be there. It's like a tourist, do you have to visit, your citizen have been approved. No, you come here, you have to have a reason for coming in, that's the first thing. You can't just come here, so every visa has a purpose. So if you're coming on a tourist visa, coming on business visa kind of thing. If you're married, say, and you're coming to see your wife, then that would be a family visa. Come on, bread man. Join this one, it's practically free. Not the widest move, is it? Wouldn't recommend it. Yeah, so you get there's a memorial that I didn't even realise what that memorial was. Quick look here, what this obelisk is about. I think it's an ancient war memorial, but I don't ever remember it being here because there was nothing here, literally. So see, they've got some nice green spaces here, and whatever. See the young trees are planted down there, very young, with a new place. Oh, it's just an obelisk that says Novi Gorelova, so there we go. Just telling you the place name. Do you look to mention the war often, or are anxiety about world politics, movements, or is it just business as usual? It's just business as usual. I mean, people chat about politics. That's just, you know, we chat about daily life here. You know, how good it is or how bad it is or whatever. You know, usual chatter. But the special operation is not on everybody's brain all the time. Obviously, it's a sore point. I mean, if we didn't know Russians, anybody in Russia who's got family here has got family in Ukraine or in Belarus as well. So it's a very mixed thing. So it's a sore point, you know. I personally have family in Western Ukraine and family in Belarus as well, in Minsk. So it's a very sore point. It's not something that anybody's enjoying whatsoever. Right, so I found the new build, one of them. So yeah, people don't often talk. I mean, if I was to meet someone and got chatting about it, they would, unless I brought it up, that wouldn't be mentioned. It's not a talking point, kind of thing, you know. Sort of thing. If there's something been on the news, you know, if something did happen, then yeah, it might be talked about. But it's business as usual there. There's nothing. You can see yet another one being built. There it is, beauty. Don't know how high that one's going. That's one of many. There was ones over the back there I saw earlier in the summertime, and it looks like they've actually been built and finished. The crane's gone, all done. So yeah. It's amazing how fast they do it. It is just unbelievable. The technology. I wish I could build my house as fast as they could build these bloody. I'll tell you what, I reckon that actually they put the whole block up of flats completed, everything, families living in them before I can build my house, you know. Unbelievable. Is there anything fun to do around you? What do you mean by fun? I live in a forest, so for me, fun is walking in the woods. You know, that's where I like. When I'm going in Novgorod, in my Newtown days, everything you can think of. I mean, like here, I mean, there's dance halls, and you know, if you want to go and learn salsa, go and learn salsa. If you want to go and play billiards or pool clubs, there's all kinds of clubs for young people. You know, from karate to everything you could possibly think of in the West is here. You know, there is no differences in that way. People's recreation. There's chess clubs, and I don't know, whatever you can think of, really. You know, it's there is no difference in that kind of way. There's a big rock here. Have a look at. I know what the rock says. Why is there a rock here? It says. Let's have a look. There's a little thing around it. Okay, so it is a. Okay, so it's a war memorial, or memorial stone, you might call it. Where are we? Is there anything, or is it mainly just building and walking? Do you succeed in your mission? Like activities to pass time? Depends what you want to do to pass time. I don't know. If you want to go to bars and discotheques and discos, I don't suppose they call them discos these days, but you know, nightclubs, I suppose. If you want to go into that, there's, you know, go to the city. There's one in every corner. You want to go to restaurants again, one in every corner. One in cafe in every corner. Go and learn dancing, or go to dancing. There's that there. Everything you can think of. Everything. I mean, you asking me what you're thinking about, what you think, what would you do? What was your recreational time? And I'll tell you if it exists here. But to my knowledge, I mean, I can't know everything possibly, but you know, nice warm roll. It is both nice. Yeah, you know, anything you can think of is here, really. So I'll take a walk down through the. No, I'll walk this way. So this is really the before this. Thank you. This is really the. Somebody stop and let me across. This is the older road that used to be run up here, but it was, like I said, this was just a dirt track up here, and the road kind of finished where the church is down there. So I walk up there. Whew. Is there any zoos or amusement parks? Something zoos and amusement parks? Yes, there's the Leningrad Zoo, a big famous zoo. Amusement parks. There are amusement parks. There's we've got Peter Goff. Hopefully, I may do it in the winter. I don't know. Peter Goff is a park and museum, and it's got all the famous fountains. If you want to look on Google for Peter Hoff or Peter Goff, you'll find that there. It's got these beautiful fountains there. Beautiful big parks. There's actually a lot of those here. A lot of recreational parks here and things like that. So yeah, zoos and parks, 10 a penny, really. Coming away from the micro district, which was over there now, and you can see they managed to stick one building on there, and I'm wondering if they've been eyeing up this plot here as well for to put one on. Who knows? But it is, and over there as well. It is a vast area that for a micro district. Whew. Bit of a trek. Bit worn out now. Walking down here. I appreciate this and get bloody subscribing. There's a telephone tower. The old telephone. But it just goes to show you, you know, Russia is not what the West tells you. It is not all grey buildings and all, you know, bread queues and no food in the shops and whatever nonsense they can come up with, whatever stupid things they can say. The big one at the moment, or what was lack of petrol for cars. You know, diesel and petrol there was queues, and what it actually was some journalists, I think it was on the border of Georgia and Russia, they went up there and there's a petrol station on the Russian side, that sells. It's obviously cheaper to fill up in Russia than it is in Georgia. And of course, because of that, at the border there was a queue to get in there, as you would expect at any border point. And some journalists took a photo and spun it that there was massive queues and no diesel and petrol, so absolutely rubbish. I just kind of looked down it. I don't know what this is. I've never seen it before, but I'm going to have a look down. It's been beeping at me. Shouldn't be across the road, sorry. So let's have a look down here, what this is all about. Okay, so this is another memorial. So this is a Second World War memorial. I can see here, as you can see. Whew. You had to get your citizenship earlier, so you don't mind if I ask where you are originally from. I'm originally from the UK. Nice footpath. Hello, where is it? Originally from the UK, so you can see this is a war memorial. War memorials here in Russia are very, very sacred. Very, very much so. This is a very simple one compared to a lot of the ones I've seen, but so this is a war memorial for the siege of Leningrad that happened, obviously, 1941, 1945. So that's that. And you see someone's put flower there, which is very common. Nearly every war memorial I ever see has got flowers on it. So leave this place quietly, and yeah. I want to guess UK, but I don't want to be wrong. Yeah, well, I'm from the UK originally. Yep, I'm from Sheffield originally, Yorkshireman. Is it so good in Russia? Why is there so many billionaires from London, from Russia? I have no idea. You tell me why there is. Because I think a lot of it is they put their kids in school in London because they want to learn English. You know, what better place to learn it than London? I don't know. I'm not saying that Russia's better than England or better than the West. I'm not saying that. I don't hate England. I don't hate the West. What I'm saying is, it's not what the West makes out. You know, I'm not trying to sell Russia to you in a sense. You know, I can't. You know, this is not for everybody. Emigrating here is not easy, not by any standard. It's very difficult, in fact, and it's a long process. And unless you're really, truly prepared to really go to sometimes extraordinary effort to be here, it's really, you have to really think carefully about countries. But that applies to any country, really, whether it be Russia or whether it be anyway you care to think of, any way you care to mention. You know, I'm not trying to sell you Russia. All I'm showing you is that it is not what the West makes out. It is not doom and gloom. We're not in a failed economy, because that really gets my really winds me up that the West would just blatantly lie about this place. You know, this is a country I've come to love, a great place where I live, my home now, and the lies that are spun are really it's a desperation. For what purpose? I don't know. But anyway, so that's that. I was right. I noticed you called the bar a pub earlier. I mainly... it's going too quick for me, sorry. So where were I? I mainly hear that in the UK or Ireland, yeah. England is the second language around the world, so that don't make sense. Not sure. What kind of country? What do you miss the UK? Not a lot, really. Marmite. I believe you've been paid to tell us this to make us think the war is not affecting Russia in one bit. If you believe I've been paid, I mean, you're off your rocker, aren't you? Do I look like I've been paid? Do I look like I'm wearing? Would you be walking all that distance from forest to paid to say that? You know what I mean? Come on, get real. If I was being paid large sums, I'd be on some television show. You know, getting taxi to work, wouldn't I? Not walking, so doesn't make much sense that really. Good morning, beautiful. Good morning, Heather Burks. How are you today? When was the last time we had a McDonald's? When was the last time I had a McDonald's? Don't know, I don't like it. But there's one that direction, about 2 kilometres. So, no big deal to get a McDonald's. Apart from the death food, you know. I think you're probably better off eating the gulag food than eating McDonald's. Bubble boy going to get popped. Probably. I mean, you know, you get any YouTubers coming on YouTube, the first thing, if they say anything good about Russia, if I say anything good about Russia, then suddenly I'm either paid by the Kremlin or paid by Putin himself personally. You know, I know him personally or something. You know, so stuff like this is just crap, you know. I was paid 1 million to say I would have to walk around saying it wouldn't, I think. I was paid 1 million to say I would have to walk around saying it wouldn't, I think. I mean, just nonsense. You know, mainly I'm out walking my dogs. If you look at my channel and what I'm doing, if you look at my buildings here, I'm building my house in Novgorod. I'm not telling you anything about Russia, am I? I'm telling you about building my house, nothing more. You know, so to call me a propagandist is a bit foolish, really. It's not, it's just slogan throwing. The sun is really bright today, it's really hitting me in the face. Weren't planning on that. And unfortunately, I forgot to fetch a bag with me. And I've got to get kitty cat food because my cat is going to be starved to death because he's run out of food. So, could you get called up in the military service? No, you cannot. Not a possibility. It's not a bad thing to like a different country. You're not from. There's good. Of course, there's good in every country. There's good and bad in every country. No, I can't say everything in Russia is perfect because it's not. There's plenty of bad things. You know, plenty. Where do you want to start, you know? But there's plenty of good things as well. What I'm showing you, all I'm showing you is in these live streams is the truth. That's all. You know, I'm not trying to say the West is terrible. The West is not terrible. Some of the policies are terrible. The mass immigration in the UK has gone beyond the joke. And it needs to be sorted out. And unfortunately, the UK now, from what I can see, is on the point of where you're going to get somebody like Nigel Farage as Prime Minister. And who could, somebody like that in power could cause a civil war in UK. And if that's something you're looking forward to, you're off your head. It's not good. Do you have any family or friends back in the UK? Yes, I do. But I would admit that a lot of my friends from the UK were veterans like myself, you know, I was obviously in the army a long time, and because of that, again, oh, you're a Putin puppet, you're a Kremlin bot, you know, blah, blah, blah. And so my Facebook I closed down. I was just getting too much hate on there from people, so there wasn't much point doing it anymore. But yes, I've still got some family in the UK, although my sister died last year, which is my real big rock in the UK. Love my sister, and she died last year unexpectedly. Really wasn't. It was a shock to everybody, really. So, but I've still got, you know, my nieces and nephews and things, and you know, cousins and what have you. So yeah, still got some family. Motives from Russia is restricted, so why should we believe what you're saying about their economy and how good it is out there? I mean, you don't have to believe me. I'm showing you the facts. I've shown you the shops. I've shown you inside the shops. I've shown you the food. I've shown you the new buildings. I've shown you the old buildings. I'm showing you a bit of everything. I mean, you got to remember, mass media, mainstream media is they've got an agenda. Everyone's got an agenda, right? Everybody. the mass media, the mainstream media has an agenda. They're the mouthpiece of the government of the day, so they want to push out that Russia's bad. You know, that's what they're going to push. Everyone's got an agenda. I've got an agenda. You know, my agenda is to boost my channel by doing live streams. That's my agenda. You know, why else would I be doing it? Same in America, but I like all the countries. Yeah, I like all the countries. Thank you for your service. All servicemen deserve respect and criticism, not hate. I mean, I don't care. I mean, hate on me, I don't care. I'm a big boy. What about the 20,000 kids stolen and taken into Russia? Oh, this old chestnut. David Kendall. I'll answer that in a minute, 1 minute. I'm sorry if you lost who wanted. You're unable to go back to a little bit just to visit. I am able to go back to the UK, but I have no desire to do it, honestly. Don't want to do it. I have too good a life here, to be honest. What about 20,000 kids stolen and taken into Russia? 20,000 kids stolen. Well, that's you would have to look into that and what it was about, and why it came about, and what it was. You'd have to find independent news sources for it. But basically, once again, a propaganda piece and riddled with untruths and lies. It was nothing like 20,000 kids. It was something like whatever. I don't even know what it was. But nothing like that. But basically, these were the children from Donbass and regions which are now part of Russia, and they were rescued from there and brought into Russia. And basically, any person who was in Donbass or Lugansk when the Ukrainian forces were there, when the Russians liberated those areas and evacuated them, the Ukrainians counted them as stolen. Whether they were being rescued, oh, you've stolen our kids. No, they were rescued and brought into safety away from the war. I think there's something like 1,600 have now been returned. 1,600 kids have been returned. I'm not sure on the numbers exactly. Somebody would have to correct me on it. But yeah, it's a propaganda piece to make out that Russia's stealing kids and fed into the Western media deliberately, because there's nothing better in the media than to say a country's stealing kids. You know, that's beautiful, and I mean, it's just a real heartwarmer of a story. It's like the old what was it? Hamas kill babies in their cots, you know, when they did the attack on Israel, and it turned out to be a pile of crap, didn't it? You know what I mean? It's a propaganda piece, nothing more. But nothing like that. They're just slaves to the richest. Yeah. Do you think the UK is capable of having a civil war? Yes, I do, very much so. It's not the first time that the UK has had a civil war. There was a long, bloody civil war, the English Civil War, as you know. It was a long time ago, but yes, England is very capable of having, any country ever capable of having a civil war. I mean, the amount of riots, I mean, I can only see what I've seen on, you get the news of Russia, I get the news of the UK. So I'm sort of, whatever you see, I see the opposite. I don't know what the truth is out of the UK, I can't tell you. I'm not in regular contact with anybody in the UK. So from what I can see, from my opinion, is that if there was a very, very hot summer, Tommy Robinson and his gangs could create a civil war very easily. It could spark civil disobedience, and yeah, very much it could have a civil war. A very nasty thing. God help us. There are plenty of Russian people in Australia. One thing is, there's no way Russia is the place Western media wants you to believe it is. People are beautiful and don't talk anything but look. Yeah, for the home country, yeah. Western's on an agenda, you know, like I said. Andy, why do you say the news in Russia is fake? Maybe it's a fake in a country with anti-Russian policies. I've thought about that. When the Queen died, who was in charge until they put the next up in charge? Well, I mean, the Queen's just a figurehead, wasn't she? She was the inbred royal family. Sorry, my opinion on it. They all look like horses, don't they? Wonder why that is. Apparently, I mean, my theory is different to everybody else's. The UK royal family are related to the Russian royal family, if you didn't know, or were. Catherine the Great apparently died after having sex with a horse. So if she had sex with a horse, and she's related to the British royal family, and they look like horses, is that a conspiracy theory for you? I don't know. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm just talking rubbish, but of course I'm only joking. But yeah, gangs of kids going past, no problem at all. That's one thing I like about here that I never liked in the UK, was the fact that, and I still, even now, even today, I see a gang of kids and I'm like, oh God, problems are going to be, you know. And really, there never is. It just doesn't happen here. But it's a kind of hang up from the UK. Horse is crazy. I don't know. When we're not putting good light in those days, who knows? Catherine the Great. That's the story anyway. That she had sex with a horse. So a horse. I wonder if it was Ned. Ned was a horse, of course. Who knows? I don't know. Would it explain why the UK family looks like horses? I mean, Princess Anne. I mean, jeepers. She could run in a bloody race, couldn't she? She could run the Grand Derby, Princess Anne. Face like that. That's my theory on it, anyway. But, back into the story. Yes, of course. Yeah, of course, it's probably rubbish, but you know, it's kind of funny to think about it, you know, kind of thing. But I'm back in the old Soviet type place. If you didn't know, I'll show you something. I'll turn you around and show you something. During Soviet times, apartment blocks were heated free, and to a degree they are now. They have a central heating system. You can see here the big pipes. Look at that big beauty of silver pipery, and a pumping station there. And that was the Soviet apartment buildings were heated free during Soviet times. So while we were sat in England, when in my youth, freezing your tits off in a cold house, they were sat in heated apartment buildings. So something different. They'll tell us. If that was UK and you walk past those kids, there'd be a young balaclava teen on an e-bike live streaming from his phone now, probably. How do you feel about China leasing their waiting toys with 9-year contracts? Don't know, not heard that one. You'd have to explain it to me. Oh, Russia has changed a lot over the years. I mean, these last, I've only seen a tiny part, you know, a fragment of Russia's history is huge. It's like the UK, it's massive, you know. It's, you know, right from the Viking times right to now. I mean, I've only seen a sort of a pea drop's worth, haven't I, you know, but in my time, in the 15 years I've been here, it has changed dramatically. Forget about Ukraine and all that. Russia itself has changed dramatically. Long before that ever happened, it was just unbelievable. Things are really, I mean, a good example I would always give is that when I first came here, my first house, built, again, frame house, and it was built manually with hammer and nails, you know. That's the way I did it, because there was no nail guns at that time. And now nail guns are everywhere, so the difference is unbelievable. Anyways, there's definitely a lot more buildings. Buildings have been thrown up everywhere, really. It's to a point where I personally can't stand them. I would not want to live in an apartment building or anywhere near an apartment building. Just wouldn't appeal to me one little bit. I prefer the quiet forest. than anything else. Dog. Somebody's feeding him. Somebody's giving something to shut him up. I don't think it's the owner. But no. I personally don't like the apartment buildings. I'd rather drop dead than live in a block like that. But for cheap, affordable housing, it's necessary. I get that. That dog sounds big. No, it was a blooming little staffy or something by the looks of him. Little thing. Big bark, but little bite, you know, kind of thing. So another Shinner montage down there. I've not actually been down that road down there. I don't know where it goes exactly. Not my, like I said, normally if I've been down here, it would be in the van and I'm sort of going as quick as I can, you know. I don't really notice things down here, and it is interesting walking about, actually. I mean, I advise everybody to do it wherever you live in the world. Go and have a walk about and really see things that you never noticed before. It's been a bit of an eye-opener. Although when I've got the van back on the road, my walking days will be finished again, I think. I was planning to do it today, and I thought, you know, the sun's out and I wanted to walk down here and show this area because it is close by, and so van repairs got put off for today, unfortunately, but I will get back to it. Sun, so you have to look at my ugly mug, but the sun is right in my face, and if I turn the camera on, it'll just be a complete bright spot. Won't show anything. Now that's something. Let's show you this. That's the new Chevrolet Neva. Well, not new, newish. There's like the traditional Lada Neva, and this is they got together with Chevrolet. Basically the same car, but with a more modern body, but it's the same pile of shite, if you ask me. So there's the sun blasting at me. It's gone down behind a cloud now. The Lada Neva, if anybody's ever heard of those things, they're a 4x4 type car. As typical 4x4s, gas guzzlers, nothing new about that. There's a service centre for cars, car repair workshop there. There's everything in these places. Scooter. Shall I hire a scooter, do you think, one day? And go blast around on one of them, maybe. I'm concerned about hiring a scooter. I think I'd end up, if I fell off, I reckon I'd do myself some serious damage. So I'm not really keen on doing that. Whew. So almost back. Been a bit of a trek down there and whatever. Where are we? Well, somebody asked me earlier, is there any possibility of being called up or drafted into the military? No. I'll say this again, I'll repeat this again for those who've never heard it. There is no draft in Russia for the special military operation. It's completely volunteers. They have plenty enough people, they don't need to do a draft. So no, it doesn't happen. Foreigners would never get drafted anyway. It's just, again, Western nonsense. And I think at one point I saw a Western newspaper print out that if you came to Russia you'd be snatched and sent to the front. I mean, complete rubbish. I mean, you know, what nonsense do you need to read? But, they do insist. Looks like a 2003 RAV4. I'm not sure what a RAV4 is, but yeah, the kind of gas guzzling 4x4s, you know, as all 4x4s are. This is, I'll show you something here that I've never shown before. This is exclusive here, exclusive to my live stream. This is a standpipe, water standpipe. I'll get away from the sun. You can see these are, it's bent, somebody else lit it, and yeah, get water from it. And what the reason those are here is because this area being on the outskirts, they didn't have running water to every house, and they didn't have septic. Didn't have sewerage facilities and things like that. And I don't know, cheapest dog maybe to jump. Did you need to do that, dog? Now they've all these houses are now been put onto mains sewerage, mains water, and mains gas. So massive upgrade that they've done. Whew. If that's the case, why have they got Korean soldiers fighting for Russia in Ukraine? Why? Why has UK got Gurkha soldiers fighting for it? Why has the French got the French Foreign Legion? Why has, every army has used? Why in Iraq did they need every country under NATO to join it? That's what happens. Your allies help each other out, don't they? That's just a fact of friendly country, If, say, England went to war with France again, would Germany come on France's side? Probably. So that's kind of the way it is. Gurkha soldiers are part of the British Army, Korean soldiers are not part of the Russian Army. Oh, God. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a politician. I didn't arrange it. What I can tell you is, from what I know, Russians volunteer for the military of around about 17,000 volunteers per week here, and consequently they don't need a second wave of mobilisation or anything like that. They just don't need it. I think at one point there was a lack of infantry. And because of that, the Koreans helped out at a low point in the war. But now, I don't think they were even fighting. I think they were blooming guarding stuff. That's about all they were doing. So, let's help with never out. But you're telling me that Russians got enough soldiers? Oh, you believe what you like. You're probably one of them that's got a blue and yellow flag stuck on your house. You probably believe that Ukraine's winning and Russia's losing and whatever, boring stuff. It's just, what can I tell you? You obviously watch the BBC and all that crap. Go read some, go look at some independent journalism and find out yourself. I'm not a war correspondent. I'm a guy who walks his dogs in the morning, building a house, and does live streams to show you what life's like here. I'm not at the front. I've never been there. I don't intend to go there. So for me, and I've never been to Korea either. So. What is the speed limit there? Those cars are dawdling. 40 kilometers an hour. You can see the sign right here in front of me. I think you are a Russian spy feeding us absolute bullshit. Goodbye, no subscription for me. Good for you. I hope you're obviously gone back to your hole, crawl under the stone from whence you came from. The Korean War with Soviet and China. That's why, possibly. Yeah, there's a road sign. 40 kilometers an hour is the speed limit, allegedly. It's about the equivalent of about 30 in the UK, right? Something like that. 40 kilometers, 30 miles an hour, something like that. Yeah. And notice the street signs, the traffic signs are practically the same as the UK and anywhere else. So, I'm telling you, there's a hump in 100 metres. What do they call them? Sleeping policemen, we used to call them in the UK. Now I suppose they're called something else. They're called, what do they call them? Speed humps or something, whatever. Some people have no choice. It comes to their doorstep, Lee Heath. I'm not sure what you mean by that. not exactly certain there. Like I say, I'm not a war correspondent. I'm not there. I've never been there. Don't intend to go there. I'm staying well away from there. It's not my cup of tea. Done my service. I won't be going back again. You know, I'm way too old now. The war with Russia and Ukraine. That street would be at least 60 in Austria, and they'd still be whinging that it's too slow. Yeah, I mean, just because it says 40 doesn't mean that it's 40. You know, basically, that's why they got speed ramps there, ain't it, to slow people down. You know, kind of thing. But it's only a short road. It's basically a residential area, and because of the new build where I've just that micro district, it's kind of affected this area as well, causing a lot more traffic through here than what there was before. This, I mean, when I first came here, you'd see one car a bloody day. You know, it was absolutely peaceful here, and now it's like it is now. So it's really changed the area, building that micro district down there. Expressing support for Russia, only part of the Russian army is fighting Ukraine. Yeah, I mean, people think that the entire Russian army is fighting in Ukraine, and it's not. You know, like they say, you know, Russia's not got this or not got that. What was the stupid one they come out with about Russian army fighting with shovels? You know, really, honestly, there's more memes for bloody shovels than anything else, you know. Complete nonsense. Another propaganda piece by the wonderful, probably done by the BBC, because they like to do things like that, don't they? Make up nonsense. Let's go across this crossing here. But generally, a lot of old garbage. Yeah, I mean, I think somebody said the other day that the Russian weapons that have been used in Ukraine is only like something like 25% or something. You know, not stock, I mean, of types of weapons. They've got things that we've never seen used, you know. If they wanted to, Kiev would have been flattened a long time ago. I mean, to me, it's outrageous that people in Kiev supporting the war, sitting in cafes and bars. I mean, personally, I'd have flattened Kiev in the first day. I'd have put up bloody Iskander straight on the centre of it. But yeah, whatever. They don't want to do that. But people, especially if you make up a load of old crap, don't they? It's not something new at all. So yeah, that's almost back now, not far off. Got to go into the shop and get some kitty cat food for my cat. One of my cat. Oh, we did have two cats. One cat died, so down to one now. And the missus said, "Oh, I've got a friend who's just had kittens. Can we have one?" And I said, "No, we can't bloody have one." Building the new house, I don't want to build a new house and bring a new kitten in there straight away. It was going to piss on everything. So no, we don't want another kitten. This is the bridge over the river. I've been down here before, showed this before. That's that down there. Kind of nice, kind of scenic down here. I'll show you. Kind of scenic here. Kind of nice place in kind of scenic place to be. Kind of on the banks of the river. I think Putin don't do it because for Russian Ukrainians are like their cousins. Yeah, they are very much. What am I cooking for dinner? What am I cooking for dinner? I don't know. I'll have to ask the missus what she's cooking for dinner. But I think it's chicken tonight. Finger licking chicken, and probably chips or something, fried potatoes, you know, kind of thing, probably. I had to guess. About time we had soup again, innit? But yeah, chicken, I think, is the thing, which is kind of chicken is the very popular here. You know, eat a lot of chicken, more than anything else, really. There is everything available, you know, everything you want. Go and get bloody steaks, go and get steaks, but chicken is kind of really popular food. You can do all sorts with it, can't you? You can put it in blini. Does anybody know what blini is? Blini is pancakes, so made kind of the same way you'd make them in the UK, in England, pancakes. I'm not sure about America, yours are slightly different. But pancakes, they make it with kefir. Kefir is a malted milk drink, but it goes great in, tastes like sour milk to me, but it goes great in pancake mix or blini mix. So yeah, can't turn you around. There is a building here that's shouldn't photograph, so sorry, can't show you that. There are some things you can't do in the world, in life, and that's it. That's the one I'm not going to show you. But, anyway, not far off now. Back to the shops, and then that'll be it. I'm kind of tired now. I think it's coffee time, to be honest. What kind of coffee do you drink wherever you are in the world? I like to get hold of the strongest coffee possible, and I'm kind of struggling to find the strongest coffee. The strongest I found is 910 mix, 9 strength and 10 9 caffeine, sorry, and 10 strength. That's the strongest one I can find so far. I like a good strong coffee. Maybe I'll have to make it with one of them coffee mocha things, make it a bit stronger. Can never get the strength that I'm looking for out of coffee. It has been a bit of a walk down there. Alright, I'll sleep well tonight. Let's show you some houses down here. Again, typical rural type. It's amazing that you can go from one part where there's this massive micro district and there's all these huge apartment blocks being put up, or flats if you like, and yet only a couple of kilometres up the road you're back into a very rural type area. But this, like I said, this when I first came here, this was there was very, very few cars came up here. There was like 1 or 2 cars, you know. And now it's kind of, again, our area has expanded tremendously. A lot of new builds, and consequently, because of that, they've done all this infrastructure down here. They've got all the old, all these things they've put in, you know, all the sewerage and gas and usual stuff that you need. Whew. Why can't you show that building? If I was to tell you what it was, then I'd be able to show you. I can't show you, sorry. It's something you wouldn't film anyway. If I was in the UK, I wouldn't film it. So, but anyway, it's not military, but it's something I can't film. So, like anything in it, I mean, there's a prison which is not too far from where I live. I wouldn't go outside and start filming the prison, you know, but I wouldn't do that in the UK either. I know there's these YouTubers who go around, what they call them, auditors, they call themselves, and they go around and make a nuisance at the police station. They go outside and film the police, and they don't like it, do they? They get all uppity and start shouting at them and whatever. That's something that's, if you don't know what that is, see that thing that's just gone past, spraying water. And the reason for that is that it keeps the dust down on the roads. It's anti-dust, if you like. So, because obviously in these rural areas, they do it in the towns as well, but not so much. But in rural areas, a lot of dust from the sides of the roads, and so they spray them down with water. This is very, very Soviet type apartment buildings. These are kind of 2-story masonette type buildings. I've showed you before. Again, kids play park. Again, nobody, kids hanging upside down. Little monkeys. Again, not destroyed or graffitied or dangerous, or nobody's scared that the kids are going to get stolen or like that, you know. Really can set your kids out in the morning and they'll come back at dark, you know, and there's no worries. Like when I was a kid, you know, out the door in the morning and back at night time, you know, when go back when you're hungry kind of thing, you know. There was no worries when I was a kid. Whereas nowadays, kind of, I remember my sister living in Farnborough in Hampshire, and she was terrified letting the kids out of sight for a minute, you know. I thought, what's the problem, you know? You know, oh, there's a kid been snatched up there, there's a kid been snatched down there. He's like, what? Some kid was stabbed, you know. Stabbed jeepers. What's the world coming to? But over here, these problems we don't have. It's quite different, you know. There goes the truck again, doing his spraying. So they do that to keep the dust down from the roadside. And, good idea. When I first came over, I was like, why are they spraying the roads with water? What's all that about? And to keep the dust down. So, it's a good idea. Again, this is I suppose this is what you would call the centre of the old settlement up in this direction. This would have been this over there. You've got the post office still lingers on there, but now they've got a Wildberries and an Ozone. Wildberries is like Ozone, online company. There's an app. You can order anything just under the sun you can think of, and it comes to a pickup point. You go there and you collect it. And Ozone, the same thing. You order it online and they send you a barcode and then tell you when it's there, and you go and collect it in a couple of days, whatever, depending where it's coming from. Normally it's quite quick, a day or two, you know. So that's something here different to the UK. Mopeds, you're not required to have insurance and you don't have to have a helmet. It's something different here. But they did bring a law and they tried to regulate it a bit, and now you have to actually have an M on your license if you want to drive a moped. So, but there's no helmets or insurance or anything required, and there's no registration for them or anything like that. So dangerous contraptions, if you ask me. But, bit of a trek. Yeah, back to school. This is the kids. I think it's a nursery school. I think they call them. So over here, they wouldn't name the school a name; they'd give it a number. So this is children's school number, whatever it is. I don't know which one it is, but slight differences in. My old school was Wingfield Comprehensive School, you know, up in Yorkshire back in the day, and over here that would be whatever school number X. That's how they kind of do it. There is a shop up here that I have to go into. Can you legally ride them on pathways? Yeah, there it goes. yeah. I don't suppose you legally can. It's kind of a thing where nobody really gives a monkeys what you're doing with them. If you try and drive down the motorway with it, then yeah, you're going to get a flea in your ear from the cops and probably a fine for trying to do it. Or you might get your bike taken off you, but generally nobody really cares about them. Kind of, yeah, it's very relaxed rules around those things. It's, you can actually, there is no law against parking on a pathway in Russia. You can park on a pathway in Russia, as long as it's not obstructing anybody. So you could get your car up here, you could park here, and as long as people have got access to walk, then he's perfectly fine. So that's one of the things I'm saying about freedoms in Russia, where you know, you're not restricted as much as you would be in the UK. Certainly in the UK, I can't imagine parking on, putting one bloody wheel on the pathway can get you a ticket, can't it? Wherever over you can park where you like, basically, you know. No big shakes about it. If you lived here and you wanted to park there, you'd have no problems, you know. If you wanted to park down the sides of the road here on this pathway, again, no problems. Nobody's gonna bother you with that. There's a little shop up here I'm going to go to, get my cat food. Otherwise, the missus did tell me this morning, she says, get the cat food or else death. So, got to go and get it, or she's going to kill me to death. So, if she kills me to death, I'll end up wake up in the morning dead. That's no good. Oh, cars. Oh, what? Some more progress. I walked past this the other day and they were doing something down there, and now they've done a bit more by the looks of it. Albeit slowly. But that looks very much like it's going to be a shop of some kind, I would say. It doesn't really look like a house, especially with no windows at the front. It looks like it's going to be some kind of shop or business or something. This is the hotel over here, hotel and arena. They've got a stadium arena thing there. You can go in there and you can play these laser things, you know, you shoot each other with lasers and stuff, run around. It's like paintball without the mess kind of thing. What are we on here? 8%. So there is a local shop here. I will keep this on, but I will keep it quiet, just so you can show you local shops. I'm not sure how they feel about live streaming in their shop, so I'm not going to aggravate them. They're okay in there. A few times that I go in, I don't go in there very often. Just local shops like tend to be more expensive, don't they? And they don't always have everything that you want, so it's not a place I would go very often. But, I'm going to go in and get some cat food anyway, so I'll give you a view of the shop so you can see what local shops are like here. I've got everything, you can see. Give you a look at local type shop here. Здравствуйте.
Здравствуйте.
Есть кошки, да, корм.
Сухой или влажный?
Да, сухой, да.
Вот здесь пойдем.
Китикат или что это?
Китикет?
Да, пойдет. Да. Что больше нужно? Печенька надо.
Вот, выбирайте.
О, вот это пойдет. Вот эти печеньки. О, есть пироги, да? О, они сегодня, да?
Да, утром приезжали.
Давай. Вот самса это.
А?
Самса это.
Курица-сыр.
О, да, давай 3 штуки, да. Пойдет. Можно брал нет. Я не буду. Все пойдет. А, есть пакет. Маленький.
Хорошо.
Забыл.
Пакет 560 рублей будет по карте?
Да, карта.
Да, пожалуйста.
Спасибо. Спасибо, Даня. That's a little shoppy near me. You can go in and get stuff. And I think, which way will I go? Up past the prison, or that way. Oh, that's a horrible way. I'll go this way, but it's horrible. Path covered in stuff, mud, as I walked down this morning. I've got my cat food, I've got my little pies. They did pies, didn't know they did pies in there. So, get one of them. Keep the missus happy. Pechenia as well, so to show you Russian pechenia. Pechenia is biscuits, but or sweet stuff, so yeah, little rolls of stuff, and already saw the pies, so very nice, sweet pie, sweet things. Like, you know what, I might even try one before I get home. So I can't eat them all because it's a bit like killing me to death. So let's try one of these. Again, more building work going on. So this is typical Russian sweets. It's like I don't know what do you call it? Like sweet pastry with jam in it, and they're very nice. Bit of energy food. She said it was all fresh today, but I don't know. Small shops tend to well, I like cheap Japanese watches, you know. Oh, sorry. Did I cut you off? Did I have my finger over the microphone again? My apologies. But yeah, I was talking about dachas. A cultural thing that it is. Culturally. Tradition on a weekend after work, Friday night, people got in their cars or the buses or whatever and went out to the dachas for the weekend, and they would come out to the countryside and spend time digging in their allotments and what have you. And this was very much countryside, but as you know, it's being developed into something different. I think in 10 years' time. Got lost in the sweet. Enjoy your meal. it was just some sweet biscuity thing. It made you feel hungry. I like the old, I've got a sweet tooth, so I can't resist biscuits and stuff. And they've got some, they didn't see any in there today, but they've got some giant biscuits called Avshenka. And they're like kind of made from oatmeal, I think, oats, but they're kind of cooked and they go brown, and it's like if you can imagine a ginger biscuit, a soft ginger biscuit, but without the ginger, kind of treacly kind of flavour. But I absolutely love them, and they are sometimes even cover them in chocolate and stuff, and deadly sin. Give me a heart attack every time I just look at them. But this is the almost done now. I will end this live stream shortly and walk back through the muddy track where I've got to go. I hope whoever's watching this enjoyed that little look at that micro district. I wanted to do it for a while. Kept printing it off and thinking, oh, do it tomorrow. And but it is interesting to see the differences between the old Soviet type apartment buildings and the new modern development. And the pace of development is just unbelievable. It always surprises me every time I go there. I will do some a lot of live streams once I get up into Novgorod, into my new town, which is a town called St Russia. If you'll have a look at the channel, absolutely love it up there. Can't wait to get up there permanently. Hopefully this as well. It's kind of we're on the cusp of winter now. We're waiting for the snows to come, and once those snows come, then we wait for the snows to melt. And once those snows have melted, then we are heading straight back up to Novgorod, back up to St Russia, continue the build up there. Hopefully, don't know, they're saying it's going to be a very cold winter, but they've been saying that these last few winters haven't been cold, so who knows what the weatherman's sweet lies are going to be this year. But as soon as the snows have melted, I'm hoping around about end of March, April maybe. In Novgorod it is warmer than here in St Petersburg. Snow does not last up there like it does down here. St Petersburg, for those who don't know it, can be an absolute horrible winter down here, because the main problem with St Petersburg is the weather, is the amount of moisture in there, and I've forgotten the English word for it. It's vlažnost, and I've forgotten what is it? Moisture, humidity, right? St Petersburg, I've probably told this before, but St Petersburg is horribly humid. It really is. It's 100% humidity in winter and summer, and you can't tell, kind of thing, you know, when you're walking about, but it does play havoc with people who've got arthritis, bad joints. With me, my hips are playing up now. It plays havoc with me down here. St Russia, the new town, there is no humidity like that up there. It's a much drier climate away from, I mean, St Petersburg is surrounded by sea and a lot of water, so naturally there's going to be humidity. But up in Novgorod there is Lake Ilmen, but doesn't have the humidity that you would get down here. It's very much drier climate, and consequently the snow doesn't last as long. It's not as harsher weather. I will do a lot of license. It's a beautiful, beautiful town. If you have a look at it on the map, it's called, if you find Lake Ilmen and then you find Old Russia, or Stare Russia in Russian. Have a look at that place. It's beautiful. They've got up there is it's really a resort town. It's built around the natural mineral springs that are up there, a lot of them, and it's got mineral water there. And they built a whole resort around it during Tsarist times. Actually, it's not exactly modern. During Tsarist times, they discovered these mineral springs up there, healing waters, and they've got a whole thing up there, whole kind of resort built around it. And you can go in there and you can get all the different treatments and from the natural healing waters. There's mud baths and mud massages and all this kind of stuff. And there's actually the mineral water. They've got a thing there where you can go into the Kurort itself. Kurort is the resort, and you go in there, and they've got all these taps each one's tapped into a particular stream, mineral stream, and it comes down to there. They've cut them down now. I think there's 2 or 3 left. There was 7 or 8 at one time, and each one has its own different level of minerals. So you got really salty water, and then which is almost up. You can hardly drink it. It's awful stuff. And then you've got other stuff which is not so salty, and it's all. You can go in there and it's free. You can get it during the week. It's free. If you want to go in during the weekend, it costs like, I don't know, 50p or something. You can go in. Then you can go and walk around the gardens and that. And that's actually a mineral water fountain and seating all around it. And basically, the idea is that you sit there under the fountain or around the fountain, and you ingest the minerals that are coming out of or in the spray of the fountain. It's beneficial and all that. Whatever thing Jesus you've got, and it's very, very. I love it up there. They're doing a really big rebuild of the front entranceway. I did do a live stream from there showing it, but it was only very brief. I was waiting for the bus. Next year, once we're up there, I'm planning to do take a lot more time off this time, and it can take a lot easier. Last time I was up there, I hardly took a day off. I did 43 days straight, never took a rest, and resulted in a bloody, what do you call it, mini stroke, micro stroke. So this year I'm going to take it very much easier. Just come to my turn off here, and on those rest days we will go out and show you that town, just how gorgeous it is. Really is a what they call a hidden gem, you know. Don't know what that means, but it is a hidden gem in the Novgorod district, and there's a lot of parks up there, a lot of mineral waters. There's a river, 2 rivers that run through it, and also Lake Ilmen is only 10 minutes from my plot of land, 10-15 minutes from my plot of land. Hopefully, eventually going to get a boat on the water up there. There is some legalities with that. I have to get a license and stuff. Because although Lake Ilmen is only about 9 meters deep at its deepest, it has a hell of a swell on it in wind. So in that regard, it can be dangerous. So you cannot just go paddling on there untrained kind of thing. You have to have it. What's that? Say Ida stop annoying Mimi. Ida stop annoying Mimi. Ida stop annoying Mimi. Don't know what that means. So it's salty like Putin's, I imagine. Oh God. Legendariums, you're back again. Legendariums, how did you enjoy your time in the Gulag? Did you have a nice time there the last time? Did they put electric probes on your nipples? Did you enjoy that? I think you're a bit of a sadist really, aren't you? Obviously, still got no brain. Still coming and spouting it. And as usual, just wanting to spoil chat for people, because yeah, you've got a bit of a sad case, aren't you? I suspect you masturbate too much, and you should really not do it so much, you know. Just, you know, once a day is enough. But, whatever. It's not my fault you keep coming up in my shorts. It's unfortunate as a shill for Russia, but okay. That's okay. I don't mind you coming on here. I honestly don't. I don't mind you coming on here. But at least if you're going to say something, at least say it sensible. Don't just put slogans out there, because it is just slogans. It doesn't do anything. Say about what I know about Russia. You know nothing about, oh, you're one of those, are you? Oh, you're one of those secret squirrel. Yeah, of course. Whatever. This is awesome. Glad I came. Cheers from Australia. Would love to see the snows. So for next time, have a good one. Yeah, you too have a good one, Francis Kenny. You have a lovely day wherever you are in the world. Sorry, from Australia, of course. Did you see Aussie Spy? His channel is about all things Soviet. He's from, I think he's from Melbourne. He lives up the road from me here. Great guy. And really should see he's starting to do live streams, but I think he's a bit, I don't think he's a blabbermouth like me. He does more constructive videos, but I'm trying to encourage him to do more live streams. We'll see how far I get. The snows, yeah, I will do live streams when the first snows come. Should be fun, if not cold. Maybe I'll do it from the inside the house, out the window, so you can see it falling. Snow is falling all around us and all that, you know. Aussie Spy, yeah, Aussie Spy. In one word, at Aussie Spy. You'll see him mentioned in some of my videos. Great guy. He's got also a Telegram chat for Australians and Kiwis coming to Russia or interested in Russia. You can go find that on Telegram. I think I don't know what it's called actually, but go on his YouTube channel to find him. And his name's Jason. He's a storyteller, urban explorer, and he likes to see what do you call it, places that abandoned places, you know, so some abandoned pioneer camps and stuff that he's visited, and he's going to visit some more. Yeah, you go check him out. Nice fella. No, it really is. I can't say that. I'm not saying that because it's YouTube. I'm saying it because it really is. He really is a nice fella. I got on great with him, and he don't live too far from me, which is okay. I can throw things at him from here. I mean, I know you Australians are upside down all the time, but that's not your fault. I'm from England. We're upside down to you. Who's upside down? I saw you. It's almost home now, and getting there. Here's a bit of a trek back here. He was actually, I'll just buy a live stream with me. You can catch that. It's listed in the channel. I will redo the thumbnails so they're easier to find, because some of them were but he is on my live streams sometimes. We went to St Petersburg, me and him, and we did Nevsky Prospect, and somebody kept saying that it was a recorded stream, and I'm sure all the shows live in one nice community funded by the government. Oh God, I wish I was funded by the government, but unfortunately I'm not. But if you know any government officials who want to send me some money, then you know, I'm open to all donations. That's fine with me, especially government donations, because they seem to be fairly big, don't they? Especially if it's coming from Zelensky, who seems to be the biggest beggar in the world. He seems to know how to get money, doesn't he? You know. But why not? It's sounds like a good idea to me. Almost home now. If there's anybody watching who can think of any region of Leningrad that you would like to, or something about Russia you want to see, and if I can make it happen, I will. Obviously got my own ideas for what live streams I can do, but I can't really make many more videos here about building my house, because I'm not at my house building, you know. You know it, the shills, oh, whatever. Imagine being a paper tiger like Putin. Cringe. Yeah, okay. Paper tiger? No, as our deputy president said, not a paper tiger, just a Russian bear. So, and you've seen my bear, haven't you? Ready to bite anybody who comes up with nonsense. Teeth are all sharpened and all that. It's a good thing to do. Who's this driving? Odd. Sometimes in this area where I am, 30 kilometers. I mean, I mean, Ireland, although it's an independent republic, right? It's always been. I mean, Ireland and Britain have traditionally got on, right? We don't. Well, at least the people, not the governments, but the people have always traditionally got along just fine. Buffering a lot, yeah. I've come back into the forest now. I'm sorry, but yeah, the British and the Irish have never really. The people themselves never had a problem, and I've been all over Ireland as a place, and never had a problem. I still for the people in Yakutia and the Russian Far East who are conscripted to fight in the pointless, illegal genocide war, unlike let's fight. Yeah, really, there is no conscription in Russia. I've told you this 1,000 times. You know, keep coming out with the same old rubbish. You know, if there was a bloody conscription, it would have been all over the news, wouldn't it? Russia's had a third wave or second wave of conscription. Oh my God! You know, it would have been all over the news, don't you think? So when you're saying it, you're just talking rubbish, aren't you? You know, I'm here, you're not. But you know, basically, there's nothing I can say to you that's going to convince you that you've been full of propaganda. You know, doesn't matter what I say to you. We're at 270k for Ukraine today. We'll hit another million this week. See ya, David Kendall. 8 webs. Good for you. 275,000. I'm sure that'll buy. 275,000 pounds would buy probably. I'm sure it's enough to send a couple of Ukrainians to their deaths, because that's all you're doing is you're funding a death machine from the Ukrainian side, because they all end up dead. There's another 10,000. If you don't know, 10,000 Ukrainian troops have been now surrounding Pokrovsk. Pokrovsk is almost fallen. So they're not telling you that in the West, are they? No, of course not. But yeah, they're surrounded. They can't get out, and they're being destroyed. 68th Brigade, 68th Ukrainian Brigade had an Iskander popped on them last night, and they've been destroyed. So they're doing well, aren't they? They're going to win the war soon. What Zelensky said, they'll be in on the Crimean beach for Christmas. Yeah, right, huh? Of course they are. And so far, all they've done is advanced backwards, as far as I can see. And, you know, follow me, I'm right behind you, kind of thing. You know. Ooh. Cars, a lot of cars come down here today. As opposed to Ukraine, Americans have that. You work in a hospital or join the army for 18 months. Many countries have that. Put into the war would be over in 3 days. Yeah. You know. Oh God, you're full on today, aren't you? Full on bot, full on troll. Fold it all. I'm a troll. Do I have to send you to the? Do I have to ban you from the channel completely? Let's face it. It's Russia's Vietnam. No, let's not face that. It's not Russia's Vietnam. It's going to be over before too long, and Ukraine will be part of Russia. So I think Ukraine may be destroyed completely, maybe completely broken up into parts. Hungary wants a bit of it, Poland wants a bit of it, Romania wants a bit of it, so I don't know, maybe. They all want to get a bit of it, and whatever's left will be belonging to Russia. So I think you'll see Zelensky either killed by his own people or made in exile someplace and living on the billions that he's managed to get out of the countries that have been donating all the time. So just not a voter at all, just someone who righteously criticised Russia. I don't know what righteousness, where are you from? Tell me. What makes you righteous? What country are you from? Tell me. Or is it secret? Get Gaddafi'd? I don't think so. Not going to happen, is it really? You tell me what country you're from, legendariums. Tell me what righteous country you're from. Because I don't think there's a righteous country in the world. They've all got skeletons in the closets and they've all done bad things. Anybody who's connected to a NATO country has done a bad thing. Libya, Iraq, Afghan, to name a few. Syria, totally destroyed. You tell me what country you're from. Well, you're not going to tell me, are you? Because you're too scared to tell me. I'm not scared to say that I'm in Russia, but you're scared to tell me where you are. Because that's what happens with trolls. You have no brain. You pump out the same old crap day after day. But anyway, other than legendariums, hope legendariums you have a good day wherever you are, even wherever you think political opinion is different. Hope you are safe and well, your family's safe, raise your peace wherever you are in the world. Wouldn't want anybody to be injured in this war. I hope it's over as quickly as possible. Adam from Pennsylvania, much love, for many blessings. You're welcome, Damien. Thank you from Pennsylvania. I hope you're having a great time over there as well. UK Irish, Indian ancestry, studied Asian politics. My dissertation was on the Russian-Chinese relations, the main future of international relations. Yeah, and you saw UK Irish and Indian. So yeah, you've done nothing good either. You're connected to NATO, aren't you? So yeah, you're not telling me where you're from still. Not that I really care. You don't tell me. I'm guessing you're from the UK. That's a guess. And it means that from the UK you've been involved in colonialism. It means you've been involved with NATO destroying Serbia, Iraq, Afghan, Libya. So your righteousness is complete bullshit, innit? I'm afraid. You're just spinning out the same old nonsense. But anyway, I don't wish you unwell. I wish you well. I hope you're safe. Don't wish evil on anybody. So there you go. Get a life. It's silly. With peace to everybody. I'm connected to NATO. How am I connected to NATO? By extension of being British. Well, of course you are. You're British. You voted for the British government, who are part of NATO. Is that not part of it? Pot calling the kettle black. Look at what NATO's done. Just look. I don't need to explain it. I'll look at it yourself. See what you think yourself. It's nonsense, isn't it? Once again, the British. What did they do in India? What did they do? They colonised half the world. So. You tell me from a righteous country, I don't think so somehow. That is not righteous at all. Us British should be ashamed of what we've done in the past. Assuming I vote laugh my ass at your suits. Here, you say now you're backtracking, aren't you? Talk about level of cope. You've obviously been on the copium, haven't you? Now, as soon as somebody challenges you, you're on the copium. But I'm not here to argue, and I'm just showing you the part of the country. That's all. I'm not here to argue about it. I'm not saying Russia's good or bad. I'm just showing you what it is. I'm not into politics per se. So anyway, that's me. It's a long walk. I'm home. I'm going for a nice cup of tea, then coffee, or coffee then tea, whichever. Sit down, nice and warm, whatever. Peace to everybody. Really wouldn't wish evil on anybody. And really, if you've got a parent alive, mum, dad, brother, sister, give them a call today and say, how you doing, mum? How you doing, dad? And it'll make the day for them. Peace to everybody, and I'm out of here.